Good evening, and good evening. How are we doing this evening? Let's take a look at some of the chat comments and see what we have going on here today. Well, the first one in the room today was Camille Rookwood. God bless you and welcome. Hello, Ashley. She's a detox babe here. Tasha Ross, Diana Santos. Welcome, Renee. Nicole Coleman, Howdy, Chevelle, Rochelle, Pastor Beverly, Pastor Dolores, Cynthia Franklin, God bless you, welcome. Anya, hello, and Jenny, Ramanita, John Booker, hello there, Pastor Ronnie, Kamisha, Elder Lisa, Gwen Molden, good evening. God bless you. Jeannie, Rhonda, Coretha, Tori, Salinas, welcome. God bless you. Ashley, Joycey, Dixie, Karen, Jamison. All right now. I think I've been missing your beautiful face. We'll give a few more welcomes as people are coming in. Good evening. And Vanessa, I see you. Rhonda, Diane, Leah, and Elsie, Deja, and Dixie. Candy, Erica, Misha, hello, good evening. Elder Manny, welcome, Nicole. Eating dinner and have my pen and pad ready. Good evening to you as well. Shamika, welcome. Mimi, Mike Tate, Dominique, hello. Carmen Bristol, welcome. Tasha and Crystal, Demanda, Pastor Carolyn, Reverend Woodard, Shayna, Priscilla, Lisa Palmer, Pastor Audrey, Coach Latanya, good evening. Come on in, excuse me. Joelle, good evening. Anna, Yvonne, welcome. Mike Tate, Roxanne, Coach Maria, welcome. We're coming in this evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Before I start my spiel, take some time to post in our chat, how are you working through your personality assessment? If you still haven't taken your personality assessment, you're going to be in trouble. Welcome, Roxanne. Carla, good evening. Brittany, Stacy, Gwen Tucker, Madeline, good evening all. Come on in. We're up to 68. We got a little bit more to go. That is correct, Coach Latanya. I'm going to post her comment here while people are coming in, getting ready for their session this evening. If you would please go on and like and share. Good evening, Jenny and Tennille, Corindus, Erica Anderson, welcome. Good evening. Tori, what are you running from? What are you running from? Come on now. Thank you, Erica is sharing. Erica, I think I can tell you've been sharing by some of the people that have been popping on here. Joelle, wow. Patricia Wilson, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Patricia Wilson. Happy birthday to you. We love you, woman of God. Come on, take some time and shout out a happy birthday to Patricia Wilson. I give a shout out to all of our sufferers in this season that are suffering with COVID. God bless you all. It's been a struggle for all of us since what? If we didn't have it in 2019, it certainly started in 2020 and then 2021 and 2022. And this horrible virus is back again. So I pray your strength. I'm praying for the world's strength right now, because this little bugger doesn't seem to want to go away from this earth. That's right. Happy birthday. And if your birthday is ever on any of these nights this month, just let us know. Post it in the comments. We'd love to shout you out. Pastor Carolyn is starting tonight. She said her mind was blown away with the results from her personality assessment. Wow. I can't wait to hear it. That's right. Happy birthday. Wonderful. All right. So if there is anything we can do to help you to go on and take your personality assessment, please, please, please go on and do it. Ari, you can, if you were contacted on who your coach is, you can send it into your coach, and we'll be glad to hold the information for you in case we needed to go forward with you on anything. Other than that, you can keep it for your reference, and especially concentrate it on this year. Concentrate on it. See who you are according to your personality assessment and bring her out. Let your personality come out more and more. The weaknesses that are in there, start working on your weaknesses. Use that as a guiding light for you to make the changes in your life so you can be happier than you've ever been. Because you probably tucked a great part of your personality away, and you probably didn't recognize that some was even part of your personality. You just thought it was some quirkiness about you, and you found out that it really is a part of who you are. And doing who you are, being who you are, is going to make you the most happiest. Absolutely. Absolutely. Bless the Lord. Just catching up on some of your messages here. Y'all are doing a great job. Oh, yeah. Let me get this out. And some of our information last night. Every single order, by the way, has been sent out. Every order has gone out. So you were either contacted today by maybe Coach Maria, because some were personal pickups. You were picking up from the Soul Center, which is at 131 East Elliott Street. That's our headquarters. And others, you have paid for shipping. So your item has been shipped today, but every order is out of the headquarters. So if you're looking for anything, you can go ahead and connect with the coaches, and they can let you know the status of your order. But every order has gone out today. A couple of y'all I had contacted, a couple I had even called myself on the phone, and it was so enlightening to hear the responses when people heard me on the other end of the line. Like, wow, she's reachable. Like, you can really have a conversation with her. And they really enjoyed the fact that I called them on my own, and were able to confirm some address details so that we can get their order out on time. All righty. So as we move in, getting it done, it's 8:12. We want to jump into our lesson in the next few minutes. I do want to give a thank you out to Nicole Coleman for sending in a Cash App donation. Anna Roman for sending in a Cash App donation. Ashley Otero for her Cash App donation. For Brittany Lamb for her Cash App donation that she sent in, thanking me for her therapy sessions. And I think that was all. If I missed you, I apologize. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to YouTube. I need the subscriptions. Please subscribe to YouTube. We need to get up there. I've been on 6 years now, and a laborer is worthy of their labor. And all I ask is just to subscribe on YouTube. Facebook doesn't really do too much with all that stuff, but it makes a big difference on YouTube, and it gets the algorithm up and it gets our message out even further to other people. And it's how business is done. It's how business is done. So hello, I see everyone coming in, and we're at 98 between Facebook and YouTube. It's going to go a little higher, but we're going to go ahead and get moving because we've got so much work to do in these remaining 25 days. Y'all are doing a great job. Brittany Lamb said, awesome teaching. Beautiful. Thank you very much for trusting me and to put your money where it is, where you say you value. And you're going to see the great reward of that. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome to So Detox 2022. I am your host, Apostle Dr. Suzanne Howard. I am a board certified mental health life coach with the American Association of Christian Counselors. I'm continuing my studies in so many different ways. Why? Because I love what I do. I love what I do. It wasn't always that way. I used to work for money, and now I don't have to work another day in my life. Why? Because what I do isn't work. It's passion. It's doing what I was born to do. I connect with the universe that my God has given me, and I found my place within that, and I'm able to pour myself out as a drink offering to other people that I may enrich and better and improve their life greater than when it was or where it was before I came into their life. So welcome. Thank you all so much. The comments that have been coming in have been beautiful and heartfelt. The testimonies, the emails. I even want to give a special shout out. If I made a mistake with the name, please forgive me. It's not intentional, but I want to thank, I think it was Jenny. I want to thank Jenny for calling forth or having a watch party on Facebook where you can actually take a video that was already played and you can go ahead and replay it again, but have a watch party and pull others in with you and watch it together, talk about it together, encourage one another, take notes. I want to really thank God for that effort right there. That is A+. Thank you so much. And I hope it was Jenny that my mind is bringing to my remembrance. I also want to thank Deja Dillon. She just sent in a Cash App offering as well. Thanking me for So Detox 2022. Y'all are remarkable people. I don't know where you come from, but wherever you come from, that's where I want to be connected, because y'all are some remarkable people to give when it hasn't even been asked from you. Just tells you the type of people that I am connected to, and the fruit doesn't fall far from the tree. So I bow and I bless you all with the blessing of the Lord Jesus Christ. We will absolutely get you, Mr. Shaw, an assessment out, and I would love to hear about it as well. All right. So last night we had a very interesting evening on tonight, our fifth night, and we ended up with some key areas to self-awareness, some key areas to self-awareness. Can anyone name those key areas before we move on? Before we move on, can anyone name any of the key areas? Good evening, good evening, good evening. I'm looking for key areas. There were 3 key areas that I gave on last night. Come on in to my office, close the door, take a seat. It's just you and I. Enjoy our session together. And let's get down to some really important work of the soul so we can enrich your life. Yes, Ramanita, thinking patterns, emotional patterns, and behavior patterns. Excellent. I'm going to write your name down, because when I get a little bit more creative and think of some giveaways, I want to make sure that you are on top of the list for a giveaway. And also, I think the name was Camille. I can't remember your last name. You were the first to sign in tonight. I want to remember you as well for giveaways. I'm going to come up with something creative. Gift giveaways. And I want to make sure I have y'all on the list tonight. Yes, Pastor Vanessa, pattern of thought, emotions, and behavior. And I think Thomasina is already hitting it right there on the head. My next question was, what type of definition or category does habits fall in? Habits. Habits are what? And I don't think there's too much of a wrong answer for this. Habits are what? Who's going to jump in on that one for me? Yes, go on, Kamisha and Candy. Absolutely. Habits are behaviors. Habits are behaviors. Go ahead, Nicole. Behaviors that we repeat daily. Woo, I got some folks on here that's not playing this year. Habits are behaviors that we repeat daily. I don't know what to do with y'all. You're shocking me. You know, this makes me want to go on and teach more and give more and pray more for y'all when I see responses where you're actually retaining this information, whether it's through note or not. Beautiful. Let's see if I can think of one more question that's important. Can someone name for me? This is going to be subjective now. This is personal. Can someone name for me one of your values? What do you value in life? That, remember, values have to be backed up either by your checkbook or your calendar. It means you devote a lot of time there or you spend a lot of money there, because where a man's treasure is, so is he. So what you value in your heart, your pocketbook's going to line up and your time is going to line up as well. So tell me, someone, doesn't matter who you are, this is a subjective answer. What is it that you can prove to yourself that is a important value for you, something you value? Family, faith, work, family, ministry, time with friends. Very good. Family and faith, my relationship with God. My faith, time, my health, my mental health. All right now, I value my grandkids, ministry, people, continuing education, faith and business, family, work, ministry, family again, quality time with myself. Bravo. I love it. God, family, Steve Madden shoes. Father, in the name of Jesus, we baptize and circumcise that one. Good credit, education. Listen to this. This is good. Faith, family, and career. I value my quiet time. Family. Somebody says, it's taking me too long to answer that again. Grandkids, family, health, and then faith. Faith and family, education and family, faith, family, and friends. Wow, that sounds like a good article. Consistent behavior. Bravo. Family and faith. Daughter, faith, and mental health. Somebody's getting free right now. I hear the demon of Amazon coming out of you right now in the name of Jesus. Somebody values Amazon. Friendships, alone time, God, my health and my family. Health, friendships, relationships, self-awareness, grandchildren and children, time with myself, faith and education, iced lattes. We got to get that value system up. Then she says, let me stop. Being a good steward over my finances, faith. All right, good. My wife, well, holla. Family and friends. All right, good. It makes it easier when you say you have to back it up. That's right, because some values are only in your heart. You better preach that thing. That's the gospel truth. That's why last night I said, before you go and write down every proper thing, before you go and write down everything that makes sense, it sounds like the right thing, you won't be judged for your honesty. And you just put up the right thing so you won't be judged. Be honest with yourself, because if you say you value it, I want to see the evidence. I want to see checks and balances. How important are your children on your calendar? How important is your relationship with God on your calendar? If I looked at your calendar for the last 3 to 6 months, will I see what you value heavenly written in on your calendar? If we looked at your debit transactions, are you putting your money where your values are, or is your money going somewhere else? And we have to question, do you really value this as much as you say you do? It makes you think when you have to back it up with time or money, two very important resources, commodities. All right, let's go ahead and begin tonight. Again, welcome to Soul Detox 2022. And I am not a therapist. I am here offering you mental health movement forward. We are pulling in certain situations and circumstances of your life where we are just taking this brief 30 days and giving you a synopsis of what it would be like if you took on the assignment, took on the challenge to enter into a coaching relationship with a mental health coach or a career coach, or a parent skill helping you to cope, a marriage coach, a divorce coach and counselor, a mediation coach and counselor. There's so much help out there for your life. There's truly, truly no excuse for people to stay the way they are, except the fact that they choose to stay where they are. So again, I am welcoming you in tonight. We're going to begin talking about our lesson tonight. And we left off last night talking about key steps in self-awareness. And we looked at patterns of how we think, patterns on how our emotions take to part and play in our life, and patterns of our behavior. How important it is. Because remember, what you believe causes you to think the way you think. And because of the way you think is why you do what you do. If you want to change your actions, it's not a punishment that changes a child's actions. That just brings fear in and they find a better way to sneak. Goes back to Adam and Eve. Do not touch. What they do, they found a way to touch. Telling someone not to do something has never really taught anyone a powerful life lesson for them not to do something. You want to convince someone that they need to change, then you need to start working with the behaviors in their mind, in their thinking. How are they rationalizing habits, and how are they monitoring their self-awareness when it comes to their emotions? If you want to change a behavior, there's not a institution, a mental institution or a prison institution that's going to do that for you. Sometimes people come out worse than they were before they went in. You want to change behavior, you got to change how someone's thinking. You want to change their thinking, you've got to start going in, spend some time with their heart and find out what is it that they believe regarding certain things in life, whatever it may be, because what they believe impacts their thinking. How they think shows up in their behaviors, which means it's their decision making and everything else. So let's talk for a moment tonight. It's impossible to better yourself or improve any aspect of your life without self-awareness. That's how important it is. Without a starting point, how can you measure how far you've come or how far you still need to go if there's no measuring point? Perhaps that's why so many of us cling to those distractions that we examined earlier in our program. If you stay too busy and you stay too busy to acknowledge your weaknesses, then you have no reason to work towards improvement. Doesn't that make sense? We talked about the busyness, living a life on autopilot. How many of us realize that we get one show? There's no dress rehearsal. There's no final rehearsal. Life is a one and go. And for you to spend your life on autopilot, just going through life with blinders on, is a sad way to live life. It's not the abundant life that was promised to us. So if you stay too busy, you're also too busy to acknowledge your weaknesses. Then you have no reason to work towards improvement. You can carry on and continue to ignore your deeply rooted issues, your fears, and your feelings because, hey, you've gotten this far and it's not that terrible yet. or is it? Becoming more self-aware can help you to proactively manage your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors rather than allowing them to manage you. Isn't that real? Did you hear what I said? That's an important line to write down. Becoming more self-aware can help you proactively manage your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors rather than allowing them to manage you. How many on here tonight can honestly say, with whatever level of self-awareness that you have right now, that you are not sure how much your emotions are actually driving your life, your decision making, your behaviors have caused you to lose some things, and you're not even sure what you did wrong. When you're not aware, you are truly not aware of how you showed up in a relationship or in an event or regarding conflict. Keep running around the wheel. That's autopilot. Self-awareness is the first step that we're going to take if we want to start setting goals. Self-awareness is the first step we're going to take if we want to start setting goals. Isn't that important? What do you think self-awareness has to do with goals? Well, I'm going to tell you. If you are self-aware enough to know your strengths as well as your weaknesses, you will know which goals you need to set and the strategies that will help you achieve them. How many times have you set a goal for yourself? Okay, it's January, right? Let's use this. New Year's resolutions. How many have seen those go right down the drain? You're going to the gym for the first week in January, and after that, you haven't been in the gym since. And guess what happens to you after that? You're down on yourself. You're upset. Not only are you probably gaining weight, the biggest issue, more than your weight, is your health is probably not where it needs to be. And you can't get yourself to go to the gym. And now you're feeling poorly mentally, emotionally, psychologically, because you set this goal. You went at it really hard and fast, and you found yourself dropping it again. That does no good for you. So if you are self-aware of yourself, if you are aware of your strengths and your weaknesses, you will know which goals to set, the strategy to use to set them, and you will always be able to achieve your goals. For example, if you know you're not really committed to the gym, but in your head, you really want to, but in your heart, it's just not something I really enjoy doing. Like if I have another opportunity to do something, I'm probably going to choose that over the gym every time. How do I know that? Because I'm self-aware and I've watched my pattern in the past. So what do? You set a lower limit. I'm going to go to the gym twice a week. My goal is twice a week. And usually you can beat the goal of twice a week. And then you end up feeling much better about yourself because not only are you meeting your goal of twice a week, a friend has called you, so you're going with them a third time a week. Or you felt like going because you had free time and you called that friend. They wanted to go. And now you found yourself in 4 times a week. You know you really want to go 5 days a week, but you set your goal at 2. Why? Because you know yourself and you know your weaknesses when it comes to the gym. And you know your heart's not in it. Though you need it, mentally you need it, physically you need it, you just know your heart's not in it. So what do? That's right, Pastor Ronnie. It's realistic goal setting. You have to know your weaknesses. You cannot be someone who just talks about their strengths all the time. A weakness can catch you off and just clip you right off the ground of life if you don't know your weaknesses as well as your strength. So you work with yourself and you set reasonable goals, strategic goals, so that you can start meeting your goals. Okay? Does that make sense? Very good. Being aware of yourself also helps in identifying what your stressors are, so you can utilize the information to build effective coping mechanism. How many people on here can name, just like that, what some of your coping mechanisms are? What do you do when life is stressful or challenging or lonely and boring? What do you do to cope during those times? Let's see some comments up here. Isolate, a coping mechanism. eat, breathe, exercise, pray and eat, exercise, deep breaths, shop, absolutely, shut down, absolutely, eat, sometimes play music, yeah, take a ride, yeah, paint, very good, that's a good one, walk outdoors, excellent. But I like these other ones, shopping, eating, nothing too good, absolutely. Some of y'all have some good coping mechanisms, but that's not all of us. Some of us will go and spend or get high or get involved in relationships that we really don't want to be involved in. And these are what we do. Why? Because we don't know our stressors. If you know that something is going to stress you out and you know it's coming up, it's something you have to do, you can't avoid it. What is it that you do to get you through those times where you have to do things that you don't want to do? That's the difference between an adult and a child, right? We have to do the things that we don't always want to do. So what is it that you use to cope to get through those times? Music, stay alone. Yep. How about using some positive self-talk? Because you know when you have to do something that you don't want to do, like you have to go to an event and the person who invited you to the event, you enjoy their company, you love them, but the other people that they invite, not only is there not a connection, they're just totally, completely different than the style that you are in your life. So you have to go to be supportive of this main friend, this common denominator. But the common denominator is other people you don't get along with. But you have to go because you're showing your loyalty and your love and your friendship to this common denominator. What do you do to get through times like that? Call out sick, procrastinate, pep talk. Yeah, you have to start talking to yourself. This is when you have to use the talk that goes on in your mind all the time. It goes on all the time, even when you sleep. You have to use it for your good. You have to pull down, cast down these imagination that tries to usurp, that tries to take authority over the thinking that you should have in your mind. Fake it. Yep. Very good. I love the comments. So being aware of yourself helps you in identifying your stressors, because you may be saying, well, I don't understand all this self-awareness stuff. What is this all about? All I'm doing is feeling pretty lousy about myself. And it's day 5 and I feel worse than I did in December, because at least in December, it was denial month. Now I'm in January and now it's confrontation month. Nope. The purpose of self-awareness is to help you identify your stressors. If this here is stressing you too much, then you should go and gather a group and rewatch it together. Rewatch it together. And first, make up your mind. Do you want to change? Because if you want to change, then you have to make the commitment as an adult that this is one of those things that I have to do that I really don't want to deal with. So you get someone involved in it with you so it can become more fun, or it's someone that you trust your vulnerability with and they can help you get through some of these times. Just some ideas for you to think about so we can stop escaping life and showing childlike behavior. Because when you became a woman, when you became a man, you are to put away childish things. What are childish things? Tantrums, avoiding things that you don't want to do, making excuses so you don't have to deal with certain things in life. That's not what we're supposed to be doing at this stage of our life. People are depending on us to show up, and we can't even show up for ourselves. Am I making sense to anybody? All right, let's go on a little bit further. I feel the tug of war here. Let's go down a little bit more. We want to know thyself. The importance of self-awareness and what it brings me to in my life. The whole purpose of it is to balance us, to balance our internal and external awarenesses of ourselves. It's a sad thing when people know you better than you know yourself. You don't want to go through life like that. In no kind of way do you want to go through life like that. So there's better ways to live your life, and talking to a therapist or a mental health coach can help you find ways to live life so much better and smoother, and most of all, so much more honest. Do you know what self-awareness is? It's living an honest life. It's being authentic to yourself first, showing up for you before you show up for anyone else. And it's, let me tell you this, personally, subjective. It's not easy work, and it's not ending work. Though I'm here teaching, I'm still applying. I'm still working the principles. I'm still working the strategies in my life, because there's parts of us that just don't want to deal with it. Just don't want to have to go this extra mile when I can just act like I don't know something and continue living in that way, even though it's disruptive in so many other ways. This is an ongoing process. As long as there's breath, there should be change in your life. Absolutely. So do you want to continue to cling to your distractions that we talked about earlier? You want to continue being unaware of your weaknesses? Do you want to continue pretending you have no reason to work towards self-improvement? You can carry on, and you can continue to ignore your deeply rooted issues, your fears, and your feelings, because, hey, like so many other people say, I've always been like this. I'm not going to change now. I'm too old to change now. And I've gotten this far, and I'm not such a terrible person, or I'm not in such a bad place now. So why should I bother with all that work? Leave that to other people. I don't have addictions. I'm not rude. I'm kind. I'm nice to people. I help people. I give to people. Yeah. And that was said by whom? Who accomplished much just living on those? That's not enough. Becoming more self-aware can help you to be more proactive in your own life, help you to manage your thoughts, help you to manage your emotions and your behaviors, rather than allowing them to manage you. So what happens when you're not self-aware? What's some of the things that goes on in your life? Being self-aware can help you relate well with people. Do you know how often I meet people who are in the position of dealing with people, either ministering to them, coaching them, counseling them, pastoring them, teaching them? You're a grandmother or an auntie, you're a mom or a dad, and you say, I don't like people. I would really feel bad for myself first if I had to be on the short end of you being my parent and you don't like people, or you being my aunt and you don't like people, or you being my teacher and you don't like people, or you being my minister or my pastor. You don't like people? We're called to people. The way God made us, we cannot go through life alone. We would lose our literal minds if we had to go through life alone. We would literally lose our mind if we had to go through life alone. So this stuff with I don't like people, I'm going to have to be the bearer of bad news and tell you what you really don't like is how you show up with people. But you don't take the time to know how you show up with people because you're afraid to go there. And I understand that. That's why stop having your friends and your lovers and your family members be your coach or your therapist. Enjoy ships, enjoy friendship, familyship, relationship, and let your therapy and your coaches deal with the dirty work. Let them bring you into a harsh awareness, a confrontational awakening, not your friends, because this becomes the core of your relationship. And it doesn't make it enjoyable to be your sister or your friend or your husband or your wife when we have this thing in the middle of us here. I want to enjoy what God gave us. I am your lover. I am your friend. I am your spouse. I am your sister. I am your brother. I want to enjoy the relationship. Go get yourself a therapist or a coach. Don't bring that weight into our relationship. Do you get me? When you are self-aware, it helps you to relate well with people and increases your ability to achieve your goals. Talking nasty to people doesn't get you anywhere. And people have no problem at all saying no to a nasty person. But someone who's nice and kind, some people, the majority, not everyone, but the majority finds it really hard to say no to nice and kind people. It's easy to be defensive and mean and grouchy and rebuttal a response that they're getting from you. How are you showing up in relationships? Are you at a place now where you're able to increase your ability to achieve your goals? Well, you can only do that if you know how to relate with people. And we think it's automatic. We think because we're born, everything's automatic and we just lose it slowly throughout life. No, we are not born with everything. We are not. We could have been, we should have been, but talk to great grandparents, Adam and Eve, about that. We lost all that. So now we're trying to regain our stature and our purpose and our authority back in this earth. And it may have never been taken from us, but what has been taken from us is our awareness of who we are. And when you don't know who you are, you can't show up with your purpose. Being self-aware can help you to relate well with people and increase your ability to achieve goals. These are not only the benefits of self-awareness, but here are some more reasons why it is important for you to stay with me for completely 30 days. A complete 30 days. I'm asking you to keep hold of my hand. Hold on to your brothers and your sisters' hand, your fellow detoxers. Hold on to their hands for these remaining, 25 days left, so that you can do so much more with your life. And let me give you a few reasons why I need you to stay on here. At this point, if you still aren't convinced that you need this for you, do it for me. Just do it for me. Just a couple more days. And let me explain to you why it is important for you to be on here. Number one, self-awareness increases your social abilities. How many can admit I'm socially awkward? Like I can do a room for a few minutes, or I call out of most things, or I miss most of these gatherings, or I just don't do well with strangers. How many can admit, good, I need this for me. I like that. You are walking, talking, teaching, and preaching this thing out tonight. I'm staying. People are dropping the mic. Yes, when you don't know who you are, you can't show up for purpose. And you can't even show up on purpose. Post you up here, because that was a good remark to come back with. New comments. Let me see what comments I'm missing. This is for me. Hands up. Very good. All right, then I'm going to keep on going here. Increase your social abilities. Some of y'all are great, fantastic with one-on-ones, but put you in a group and like a plane whose engine has just turned off and will not start. Ooh, down you go. And it's contrary to who you are. Being socially awkward is contrary to the way your God made you. You don't believe me? Listen to my research. I'm reading from my latest book that hasn't been published yet. I'm reading from it. So everything that you're learning on here, between the first book you purchased and this one here, you're going to have the whole kit and the video package. And you can work this with your personality assessment for the rest of your days, and connect with us from time to time. Book a consultation, maybe every few months or so, and just stay on track. Increasing your social abilities. Hey, I see my California daughter on here. It's a mood thing. Come on, Isebe. Welcome. Human beings are social beings who thrive on relationships. Self-aware people are very successful when creating relationships. This is because they can realize exactly what they want in each person they meet. Wow. Have you ever thought about that? Well, isn't that being an opportunist? Isn't that kind of using people instead of just letting things just kind of like, fall where they are? Or this comment that's been just driving me crazy lately. If God wants it to happen, God wanted us all to live in perfect harmony with him and one another and to not be in sin. God wanted that, but we did that anyway. So let's stop throwing the dice with our faith and saying, well, if God wants this, then it won't happen. Read your Bible. Look at your own life. Do you really think God wanted you physically abused, sexually abused, emotionally abused, rejected by your parents, abandoned by your father, unloved by your mother? Do you think God wanted any of that? Stop playing lots with your life. There's a lot of things that God doesn't want to happen, but it keeps happening. Why? Because he put power and authority in our hands. I have given you the ability to get wealth. I've given you authority over the creeping, crawling things, the foul things in the air and the things in the sea. He's given us authority. He gave us the keys and said, here, go drive. And we're sitting there saying, well, if God wants this car to move, God's going to start it. Girl, what church you didn't learn this from? Because this is wrong. That is not how faith works. You believe God, but by faith, you work it. Faith always calls for works, always, even if the works is just in prayer, physical work. We got to grow up with this stuff. I hear this so much, and some clients are even coming back to me saying, I know you don't like this, but if God wants this to happen, baby, God wanted a lot of things to happen in the garden. You read the Bible, he tells us a lot of things he wanted to happen. He said, you can do it this way and get this blessing, or you can do it that way, and you can eat from the dirt of the ground for the rest of your life. I'm telling you what I want to happen, but I'm giving you the choice to choose which way this is going to go for your life. God has made us for relationship. God has made us to stand up to challenges and abilities. God has given us advisors and counselors and pastors and parents and grandparents and therapists for the betterment and the enrichment of our life. He's given us everything that we need to do well, to be wealthy, to be prosperous. I wish above all things that you prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. That is the desire of our Father. That is the desire of Abba for us. But will everyone prosper and be in good health, even as their soul prospers? No, because people want to overeat. Some people want to eat the worst cheap stuff there is. They rather get their hairs and nails done and buy the cheapest meat for their bodies. Everyone's not going to have good health. Is everyone going to prosper? No, because some people can't be trusted with a $200 a week paycheck. So why is he going to give you $200,000 or $2 million? But you can prosper. You can be in health, even as your soul prosper. What profits a man to gain the world and lose his soul? That's what he's saying, that when you prosper in life, prosper in health, and prosper in your soul. Self-awareness promotes a level of emotional intelligence. Stop making excuses and saying, I hope God wants this to happen. He does want it to happen. It's in his word. Now you make it happen. Are y'all with me tonight? Am I talking to any detoxers in these 30 days? You are a social being. You were created for social relationships, but you are not going to be successful in creating relationships if you are not self-aware. And if no one has taken the time to tell you you matter and how much you're worth, you're going to keep meeting people and thinking that you are the doormat in their life. And you're grateful that you are my friend. I'm just grateful you would date me. I'm so grateful that you would call me. I'm just so honored, Massa, that you would consider dating me. You can't have relationships in your life and don't know the purpose of your relationships. And it doesn't mean using them and being an opportunist. If so, that's the motive of your heart. What we're talking about is self-aware people understand the people in their lives' reasons for being there. This right here is my circle of love and protection. These people will always be honest with me and will love me even when I'm not my best person. There has to be a known reason why everyone is in your life. Otherwise, baby, I know some of y'all are much younger than I am, but back in the day when we used to go downtown to G. Fox and Company, before it became Macy's, they had these beautiful gold, shiny glass revolving doors. And when I was a little girl, the glass was so pretty. I want to put my nose to it or my finger to it just to put a spot on it because the gold was glistening and the glass was glistening. And all you were doing was going around and around and around. And you know what you see? In that revolving door, you see two things. You see yourself over and over and over, and you see people getting on and getting off, getting on and getting off. That's going to be your life and your relationships if you don't begin to see your value and your worth. Everyone in your life has to have a known reason why they are there. I don't care if it's just to love you. I don't care if this person's brutal honesty always causes you to grow up. This person right here is so hard on me. And even though I don't act like I appreciate the relationship because I'm always on like skirt with them. If they weren't in my life, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. I wouldn't be making these decisions that I am today. Why are these people in your life? Why are you dating the person you're dating? Come on. Are you going to be that revolving door that just keeps looking at yourself in the glass and watching everybody else get on and get off and get on and get off, and you still going around in a circle because you don't understand your purpose, being blown by the winds that whatever winds are blowing? Self-aware people realize exactly what they want and need in each person they meet. We talked the other night about who sits on the front row of your life show, who has the orchestra section, who has VIP, who belongs in the balcony. Self-aware people are not ashamed to say, I know exactly why these people are in my life. And I know exactly why these people will never be in my life, or these set of people will be over here for events and such, but they don't get the front row seat of my life. There's a certainty that comes from knowing your abilities and how you're able to face challenges. A lot of you don't trust people because you don't trust yourself. A person who doesn't trust others doesn't trust themselves, because there's absolutely no reason why an adult has got to live a life always worrying about who's going to hurt them, who's going to betray them. I can't trust nobody. I don't trust anybody, because you don't trust yourself. Oh, I do trust myself. Okay, great. I'm glad you said that. Let's talk about how much trust you have. You can't trust that the people you brought in your life will not hurt you. You can't trust in your own ability to be selective of friends, being selective of who gets what part of the information in your life. See, it's not the person that's letting you down. It's your lack of leadership in the people that you pick and let in your life that have let you down. You let every Tom, Dick, and Harry come through and say they were going to be with you forever. I'm going to support you forever. I'm going to love you forever till death do us part. Any level of that. Did you hear all the different relationships I just named with those comments? When you are self-aware, you are emotionally intelligent. And emotional intelligence isn't just for you. It is also to see the intelligence of others. Emotional intelligence helps us relate to the feelings of other people. Lacking this skill can leave us in conflict with other people. Man, if we had the time tonight, maybe on a Friday night, we'll do a little overtime. You all get your pajamas on and show up with your pajamas and a couple bottles of water. Lacking this skill. These are skills. What does it mean if it's a skill? It can be learned. Lacking this skill can leave us in conflicts with others. When you are not emotionally intelligent, you will definitely have social difficulties and always be in conflict with other people. The best way to improve your level of emotional intelligence is by learning your emotional patterns. We talked about that. We will get to that further in the program. And I even have an emotional intelligence assessment for you, because if you don't know by now, coaches and therapists are all about assessments. And this is how we find out who you are, usually while you are finding out who you are. Number 2, why self-awareness? Because it promotes versatility and open-mindedness. Knowing yourself can be very crucial to affecting the approach that you have on issues. Let me say that again. Promoting open-mindedness. Knowing yourself can be very crucial to affecting the approach that you have on issues. Self-awareness in itself is the ability to actively seek to listen to the body and mind to know your natural response to change. Let's pause right there for a moment. If you can, for a moment, just at the level of self-awareness that you have right now, just at the level that you have right now, I want you to tell me, what is your natural response to change? Your natural response to change. They're moving your desk at the office, just switching you to a different building. If you want your job, you've got to move to another state to keep it. Your pastor is moving on and an interim pastor is coming in. Come on, think of some of the changes that you've had already that you're not interested in. A lot of y'all on here struggle with change. You become very territorial when change comes. Come on, Camille. Let me put Camille's comment up. I like that. Did I get it? Didn't get it yet. There we go. Talk to me. I'm moving with my pastor. Oh my God. What am I going to do with y'all? Sometimes I don't do well with change. That's right. A natural response is anxiety. That's honest. Somebody said anxiousness. That's honest. Initially resisting. That's honest. Complaining, stress, and irritated. For one person, if it's not broke, why are we changing it? Who moved my cheese? I just missed a comment. I like to control my situation. And if I can't control it, we have a problem. Girl, you getting free tonight. Fear, procrastination. Come on. These are the real things that show up when change comes. Nervous, but yet hopeful. I've had so much of it. Depends on how close it is to me. Well, think of something really close to you and then give me an answer. I complain. I get annoyed. Major complainer here. I resist and then get angry. That sounds about right. Fight or flight. What we gonna do? Sometimes I dread it. Good evening, Edmund. Annoyed, anxiety, overthinking it. That's the reason why we fear change, because we overthink it. I don't like change, especially technology. Think of that. There's an example right there with technology. Scared of change. That's real. Over organizing to compensate. Yep. Fear. It's a little rough, but I'll come around eventually. Uncomfortable, anxiety, stressful. I ask why. She start asking questions. Overthinking, anxious resistance, not supportive, starts a riot. I suck my teeth a lot and turn up my face. Change brings fear, anxiousness, questioning. Do you hear it now? It's starting to repeat over and over again. So there's probably 6 or 8 common denominators for all of us when change comes. This consciousness can help you have a clear focus when dealing with your issues, if you know what your natural responses are to things. Okay, a big change is getting ready to come up in the office, and I know how I respond to change. So I'm going to get on the phone with a counselor. I'm going to go through my notes. I'm going to check in with my coach, or I'm going to begin to start talking to myself now. You've gone through change before. You can do it again. It's going to be uncomfortable, like all change is, but it doesn't have to be bad. If we can eliminate the fear or the anxiety or thinking we're going to get the rough end of this, this may actually be something that benefits us. Give us a chance. You have to talk to yourself. I know that's right. Stress, anxiety, fear, procrastination. And there's a few of y'all said some really good things, and I'm proud of you. But if you notice, I didn't lift yours up because I really want to stick with the common theme that's going through here tonight. The common thing. So being self-aware helps you understand your natural responses so that when these things come up in life, and guess what, gang? They're going to come up. This is life, baby. This consciousness, though, can help you have a clear focus when dealing with these issues. You are also able to accept opinions. Come on, talk to me. Let me see your text. How many of y'all can accept opinions and feedback and criticism from other people without being subjective, without taking it personal? Talk to me. Come on. Self-aware people learn better how to handle opinions and feedback and criticism from other people without making it personal. Only if I ask for it. I got some honest folks on here tonight. Ultimately, you can have multiple solutions to a single problem. Isn't that beautiful? Come on, Devon. You can have multiple solutions to a single problem. All right, my time's coming down to the end now, so let's get moving just a little faster. Why be self-aware? It also promotes productivity. Self-aware people are fast thinkers. They understand themselves already, so they don't have to run everything from the crown of their head to the soles of their feet because they already know themselves. So because they understand themselves and have a better focus, they can handle challenges, criticisms, opinions, rejections without hindrances in their life. Without understanding yourself, there is a big challenge where you are held back often by uncertainty. Sometimes you don't even answer things you're supposed to, and you just kind of waiting to see how they fall because you're just uncertain about yourself. This results in much time being wasted, caused by pondering over many different options and courses of action, even when a swift decision is needed. Who am I talking to tonight? Come on, if it's you, write to me, write back to me now. What else does it do? It improves your leadership skills when you're self-aware. One of the most important attributes of a good leader is swift decision making. A leader should also be impartial and confident. All these are things that we gain by becoming self-aware. Knowing yourself removes internal fear, and you can focus on important matters. Do you know why people please? Internal fear. Do you know why people get favoritism? Internal fear. Internal fear. And if you are in a position where you're leading someone, even if you don't have the title of leadership, but you know that you are influencing people with your life or your work or your action, whatever it may be, you owe it to yourself to improve your leadership skills by becoming more self-aware. Because as a leader, we need you not to be impartial. We need you to be confident. We need you to remove favoritism out of your life. We need you to show up, removing the internal fear and focus on the important matters. One that you're being paid for or one that you are being expected in that position. Dominique, I'm going to post yours because you're a little something. All right, time's winding down. I got to move. What else does being self-aware do? It promotes overall objectivity. Being self-aware promotes objectivity. What does that mean? Self-aware people are also self-confident. This means that they can easily make decisions without being clouded with their poor judgments. Number 6, you'll have a better understanding of what affects your beliefs. And this is probably where we're going to have to rest tonight, because this is what I want in your mind for the rest of your evening. Because we've been dealing with beliefs and values, emotions, behaviors, habits, and thoughts. That's all about self-awareness. We all have things we believe about ourselves and how the world works. Religious and political beliefs are just 2 examples. These beliefs aren't developed spontaneously. They are influenced by factors like your upbringing and other life experiences. Self-aware people have a deeper understanding of where beliefs come from. This can make their beliefs stronger or trigger the development when new beliefs are needed. As an example, most people have biases that can negatively affect other people. A self-aware person is equipped, do you hear that? To take a closer look at a bias and realize that it isn't a fact written in stone. This gives them space to change and create new beliefs. So what am I saying? Number 6 is having a better understanding of what affects your belief. If you believe in something strongly, why was Pookie able to just take you right out of that belief? If you believed in something so strongly, why was that 36 24, 36, able to take you right off your course so easily. And you blame them. You cannot, after these 30 days, you are not going to have an excuse to blame anyone else again for what's going on with your life. Because you realize I'm the one in charge. I'm the one in charge of me. Even when people say, you make me feel, do you know what feelings are? Feelings are felt. They're not emotions. Feelings are felt. I didn't touch you. How can I make you feel anything? You chose to feel that way by the perception in your mind of what I'm saying and probably didn't even say. No one can make you feel. You're choosing that feeling. That's why if you really spent time in cognitive behavioral therapy, all you have to do is understand I can choose to be hurt or I can choose to move on. I can choose to die or I can choose to live. I can choose to have my heart broken or I can choose to try again. I can choose this challenge that maybe is just more about the other people, or I can choose a challenge that's going to cause me to walk out of a door. You have choices. Your feelings come from you. We're going to get into feelings and emotions because most of us don't even know the difference between feelings and emotions. Well, my time is up. How are you guys doing this evening? How are my detoxers? Is it coming up? Is it coming out of you? How's the detox going? Talk to me. But we've been taught that, that's been a taught thing. It's been a taught thing to say, you make me feel like that. I can't, it's impossible for me to it's impossible really for me to make you do anything. And we can prove that by the things I wanted to make you do that you wouldn't do. So me imposing this negative feeling on you is a lie from the pit of hell. It's a reverse psychology and it's hurting you. You have to learn by being self-aware that you choose the way you feel and you choose the way you respond. And you choose it because of your thoughts. And your thoughts chose it because of your beliefs. If you believe everybody's against you, what do you think your thoughts are going to tell you to do? How do you think you're going to respond? If you think you can't trust anybody inside, what do you think your thoughts are going to be? And what do you think your response is going to show up like? Come on, breathe in. Let's do it together. Breathe in our nose. Ready? Go. Breathe out our mouth. Come on. Come on. Y'all can do it. Come on. You still love me like you say you love me? Come on. Breathe in your nose. Breathe out your mouth. Oh my God, you look so much better. Come on. I know that was a lot tonight. One more time. Up your nose. Let the oxygen go through your brain, renew your cells, get into your bloodstream, out your mouth. Wow, you look beautiful now. I'm so glad we had this time together. If there's anything that I can answer for you, please inbox me at info@SuzanneMHoward.com. If you need to get in touch with the coaches, it's Solution Coaches, like soul, SOUL, and then the rest is how you spell solution. SolutionCoaches@gmail.com. You should have heard from your coaches already. And if you haven't finished your personality assessment, please, let's get it done. Get it done. I want you to know who you are. The minimum of what I want you to take away is to be able to say, I'm an introvert. And the rest is still being discovered. My life goal is to discover something about myself every day or every week or every month. That's what I'm taking away from these 30 days. That my life's goal is to discover more and more and more of me, because there's so much more of me to be discovered and I don't want to waste another day. So our contact information is posted, www.SuzanneMHoward.com. The email's up there. The phone number's on there. All of that's on the website if you got stuck. If you would like to sow a donation, we're always thankful for those. It helps us do a whole lot of things. You'd be surprised. Definitely the coaches who, because of me, also work for free. It gives me an opportunity to bless them at the end of the 30 days. We're going to go ahead and prophesy our declaration that comes from the Word of God from 3 John 1 and 2. Yes, Ronnie, he's posting it now. Thank you, Mike Tate. And don't forget, you can listen to us on any single podcast platform that exists. They're all up to date right now. Plug your ears in, just listen to the podcast. We're on Instagram. Of course, on YouTube is where I really need you to go like and share. Make a comment. If you just make a comment, it helps us out with this algorithm that we're into this new metaverse stuff with. And that is it. Oh, also, we got all the orders out last night, and I still have books remaining. So if you want a book, you can still order it now. I think I have maybe 4 or 6. I'll go find out right now how many, and I'll post it on the website. And if you're looking for a book, you can still order them right now. There's like 4 or 6 left as I'm waiting for the next shipment to come in. We've got some nice hoodies and jerseys and t-shirts online. A cute mug. It's my favorite. I love it with the yellow inside and the pink inside color. But have fun with it as well. And I'm still going to get something to memorialize what we've been working on here for these 30 days, this January 2022. All right. Check out the website, www.suzannemhoward.com. Thank you, Renee. God bless you as well. All right. Ready? Go. I wish above all things that you prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. God bless you and good night. And I will see you tomorrow night. Same time, same station. Let it out.